Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Magnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Katamahyam Dadati Swaparantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapatakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Yadeshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Kadadara Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Shinvatam Svakata Krishna Punyashravana Kirtana Hridyandastoya Bhadrani Vidunati Suhritsatam नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भागवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Before reciting the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayana. Unto Nara Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Śrīla Vyasadeva, the author. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, supersoul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee, who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Text number 42. Saivadam Jagaddata Saivedam Jagaddata Bhagavan Dharma Rupadrik Pushnati Stapayan Vishwam Tiryan Narasuradibhi. Sahahi Eva certainly Idam this Jagaddata, the maintainer of the entire universe. Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Dharma Rupadrik, assuming the form of religious principles. Pushnati maintains, Tapayan after establishing, Vishvam the universe, Tiryak living entities lower than the human beings, Nara the human beings, Sura Adibi by the demigodly incarnations. Translation. He, the supreme, he, the personality of Godhead, as maintainer of all in the universe, appears in different incarnations after establishing the creation, and thus he reclaims all kinds of conditioned souls amongst the humans, non-humans, and demigods. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, incarnates himself in different societies of living entities to reclaim them from the clutches of illusion. And such activities of the Lord are not limited only to the human society. He incarnates himself even as a fish, hog, tree, and many other forms. But less intelligent persons who have no knowledge of him deride him, even if he is in the human society as human being. The Lord therefore says in the Bhagavad Gita, Avajananti mamuda manushim tanumashritam parambhava majanante mamabhuta maheshwaram 9:11 Bhagavad Gita. As we have already discussed in the previous verse, it is concluded that the Lord is never a product of the material creation. His transcendental position is always unchanged. He is the eternal form of knowledge and bliss, and he executes his almighty will by his different energies. As such, he is never the subject of reaction for all his acts. He is transcendental to all such conceptions of action and reactions. Even if he is visible in the material world, the exhibition is only of his internal energy, for he is above the good and bad conceptions of material world. In the material world, the fish or the hog may be considered lower than the man. But when the Lord appears as a fish or hog, he is neither of them in the material conception. It is his causeless mercy that he appears in every society or species of life. But he is never to be considered one of them. Conceptions of the material world, such as good and bad, lower and upper, important and insignificant, are estimations of the material energy, and the Supreme Lord is transcendental to all such conceptions. The word parambhavam, or transcendental nature, can never be compared with the material conception. We should not forget that the potencies of the Almighty Lord are always the same and do not decrease because the Lord assumes the form of a lower animal. There is no difference between Lord Sri Ram, Lord Sri Krishna, or his incarnation of fish and hogs. He is all-pervading and simultaneously localized at any and every place. But a foolish person with a poor fund of knowledge for want of that parambhavam of the Lord cannot understand how the Supreme Lord can take the form of a fish or a man. Everything is compared to its own standard of knowledge. As the frog in the well considers the sea to be one like the well, the frog in the well cannot even think of the sea, and when such a frog is informed of the greatness of the sea, it takes the conception of the sea as a little greater than the well. As such, one who is foolish in transcendental science of the Lord will find it difficult to understand how Lord Vishnu can equally manifest himself in every society of living entities. Text number 43. Tatah kalagni rudratma yatsristam midamatmana sanniyachati tatkale gananikam ivanila. Tataha, thereafter, at the end. Kala, destruction. Agni, fire. Rudratma, in the form of Rudra, yet whatever, Srishtam created, idam all these, Atmana, of his own, some completely, Nyachati annihilates, Tatkale, at the end of millennium, Ganaanikam, bunches of clouds, Iva like, Tata of Anila air. Translation. Thereafter, at the end of the millennium, the Lord himself, in the form of Rudra, the destroyer, will annihilate the complete creation as the wind displaces the clouds. Purport. This creation is very appropriately compared to the clouds. The clouds are created or situated in the sky, and when they are displaced, they remain in the same sky without manifestation. Similarly, the whole creation is made by the Supreme Personality of God in his form of Brahma. It is maintained by him in the form of Vishnu, and it is destroyed by him in the form of Rudra or Shiva, all in due course. This creation, maintenance, and destruction are nicely explained in the Bhagavad Gita as follows. Bhutagramma saeva yam bhutva praliyate ratrayagame vashaparta prabhavatya aharagame parastasmat tubhavonyo vyakto vyaktat sanatana yassa sarveshu bhuteshu nasyatsu na vinasyati. 8.19 to 20. The nature of the material world is that it is first created very nicely, develops very nicely, stays for a great number of years, even beyond the calculation of the greatest mathematicians. But after that, it is again destroyed during the night of Brahma without any resistance, and again at the end of the night of Brahma, the same is again manifested as creation to follow the same principles of maintenance and destruction. The foolish conditioned soul, who has taken this temporary world as a permanent settlement, has to learn intelligently why such creation and destruction takes place. The fruitive actors in the material world are very enthusiastic in the creation of big enterprises, big houses, big empires, big industries, and so many big things out of energy and ingredients supplied by the material agent of Supreme Lord. With such resources, and at the cost of valuable energy, the conditioned soul creates, satisfies his whims, but unwillingly has to depart from all his creations and enter into another phase of life to create again and again. And to give hope to such foolish conditioned souls who waste their energy in the temporary material world, the Lord gives information that there is another other nature which is eternally existent without being occasionally created or destroyed, and the conditioned soul can understand what he should do and how his valuable energy may be utilized. Instead of wasting time, instead of wasting his energy in matter, which is sure to be destroyed in due course by the supreme will, he, the conditioned soul, should utilize his energy in devotional service of the Lord, so that he can be transferred to the other eternal nature, where there is no birth, no death, no creation, no destruction, no permanent life, instead, full of knowledge and unlimited bliss. This temporary creation is thus exhibited and destroyed just to give information to the conditioned soul who is attached to temporary things. It is meant also to give him a chance for self-realization, and not for sense gratification, which is the prime aim of all fruitive actors. Okay, last verse, then someone can read. Itam bhavena katito bhagavan bhagavat. Oh, what is this? Ittambhavena katito bhagavan bhagavattama nitthambhavena hi param drashtum arhanti suraya. Ittam, in these features, bhavena, matter of creation and destruction, katita, described, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Bhagavattama, by the great transcendentalist. Na, not. Itam, in this. Bhavena, features. He only. Param, most glorious. Drashtum, to see. Arhanti, deserve. Suraya, great devotees. Translation. The great transcendentalists thus describe the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but the pure devotees deserve to see more glorious things in transcendence beyond these features. Hmm. Purport. The Lord is not only creator and destroyer of the material manifestation of his different energies. He is more than simple creator and destroyer, for there is his feature of Ananda, or his pleasure feature. This pleasure feature of the Lord is understood by the pure devotees only, and not by others. The impersonalist is satisfied simply by understanding the all-pervasive influence of the Lord, called Brahman realization. Greater than the impersonalist is the mystic who sees the Lord situated in his heart as Paramatma, the partial representation of the Lord. But there are pure devotees who take part in the direct pleasure, ananda potency of the Lord by factual reciprocation of loving service. The Lord in his abode called the Vaikuntha planets, which are eternal manifestations, always remains with his associates and enjoys transcendental loving services by his pure devotees in different transcendental humors. The pure devotees of the Lord thus undergo a practice of that devotional service of the Lord during the manifestation of the creation and take full advantage of the manifestation by qualifying themselves to enter into the kingdom of God. The Bhagavad Gita confirms this. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yasjasmi tatvata tato mam tatvato jnanatva vishvate tatanantaram. 1855. By development of pure devotional service, one can know factually the Lord as he is, and thus become trained in the bona fide service of the Lord, and be allowed to enter into the direct association of the Lord in so many capacities. And the highest glorious association with the Lord is made possible in the planet of Goloka Vrindavan, where Lord Krishna enjoys himself with the gopis and his favorite animals, the Surabhi cows. The description of this transcendental land of Krishna is given in the Brahma Samhita, considered by Lord Sri Chaitanya to be the most authentic literature in this connection. Haribol, who wants to read?
Hare Krishna, devotees, Dandot Pranam, all glories to Prabhupada.
Krishna Prabhu Tanda Pram Jai Shri Prabhupada.
I will continue. I did not know the book reading started. Sorry for joining late.
Oh, did I? Yes, Prabhu.
Sorry.
No
Okay, it's
problem.
alright. I will continue. Text 45.
Haribol.
Okay. Nasya karmani janmado parasyanuvidhiyate kartritva pratishedhartham mayayaropitam hitat. Synonyms. No, never. Asya of the creation. Karmani in the matter of Janma Adav, creation and destruction. Parasya of the Supreme. Anuvidhyate, it is so described. Kartritva, engineering. Pratishedha artham, counteracted. Mayaya, by the external energy. Aropitam is manifested. He for Tat, the creator. Translation. There is no direct engineering by the Lord for the creation and destruction of the material world. What is described in the Vedas about his direct interference is simply to counteract the idea that material nature is the creator.
Really nice verse. 2:10:45.
Purport by John Gashia Prabhupada ki jai. The Vedic direction for creation, maintenance, and destruction of the material world is this: Yato यतो वा इमानि भूतानि जायन्ते येन जातानि जीवन्ति यत् प्रयन्त abhisham vishanti. That is, everything is created by Brahma, and after creation, everything is emanated, everything is maintained by Brahman, and after annihilation, everything is conserved in Brahman. Gross materialist without any knowledge of Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagwan conclude material nature to be the ultimate cause of the material manifestation. And the modern scientist also shares this view that material nature is the ultimate cause of all manifestation of the material world. This view is refuted by all Vedic literature. The Vedant philosophy mentions that Brahman is the fountainhead of all creation, maintenance, and destruction. And Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the natural commentation on the Vedant philosophy, says, Janmadhyasya yatonvayad itarathas chartheshvabhigna swarat, etc. It is first verse of Bhagavatam. Inert matter is potential energy, undoubtedly by interactions. but it has no initiative of its own. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam therefore comments on the aphorisms of Janmadhyasya as Abhignya and Swarat, that is, the Supreme Brahman is not inert matter, but he is supreme consciousness and is independent. Therefore, inert matter cannot be the ultimate cause of the creation, maintenance, and destruction of the material world. Superficially, it appears that the material nature is the cause of creation, maintenance, and destruction, but the material nature is set into motion for creation by the supreme conscious being, the personality of Godhead. He is the background of all creation, maintenance, and destruction. And this is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagad viparivartate. The material nature is one of the energies of the Lord, and she can work under the direction of the Lord Adhyakshena. When the Lord throws his transcendental glance over the material nature, then only can the material nature act. As the father contacts the mother, and then the mother is able to conceive a child, the material nature therefore produces the moving and standing manifestations of the material world after being contacted by the Supreme Father, and not independently. Therefore, although it appears to the layman that the mother gives birth to the child, the experienced man knows that the father gives birth to the child. To consider material nature as the cause of creation, maintenance, etc., is called the logic of nipples on the neck of the goat. The Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes this logic of Ajagalasthana as follows. As explained by His Divine Grace Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. The material nature as the material cause is known as Pradhana, and as efficient cause is known as Maya. But being inert matter, it is not the remote cause of creation. Kaviraj Goswami states as follows: Ataiva Krishna Mula Jagata Karana Prakriti Karana Jaiche Ajagalastana. Because the Karnadakshai Vishnu is a plenary expansion of Krishna, it is he who electrifies the matter to be in motion. The example of electrification is quite appropriate. A piece of iron is certainly not fire, but when the iron is made red hot, certainly it has the quality of fire through its burning capacity. Matter is compared with the piece of iron, and it is electrified or made red hot by the glance or manipulation of the supreme consciousness of Vishnu. By such electrification only does the energy of matter become displayed by various actions and reactions. Therefore, the inert matter is neither efficient nor it is the material cause of the cosmic manifestation. Sri Kapil Deva has said, just a minute, Yatholmukha यथोन्मुखाद् विस्फुलिङ्गाद् धूमद्वापि स्वसंभवात् अप्यात्मत्वे नाभिमताद् यथाग्नि पृथगुल्मुखात्. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 3:28-14. The original fire, its flame, its spark, and its smoke are all one. The fire is still fire, yet is different from the flame. Flame is different from spark, and the sparks are different from the smoke. In every one of them, namely in the flames, in the sparks, and in the smoke, the integrity of fire is present, and still all of them and each and every one of them are differently situated with different positions. The cosmic manifestation is compared to the smoke. When the smoke passes over the sky, so many forms appear, resembling many known and unknown manifestations. The sparks are compared to the living entities, and the flames are compared to material nature, pradhana. One must know that each and every one of them is effective simply by being empowered by the quality of fire, original. Therefore, every one of them, namely the material nature, the cosmic manifestation, and the living entities, are all but different energies of the Lord Fire. Therefore, those who accept the material nature as the original cause, Prakriti, the cause of creation according to Sankhya philosophy of cosmic manifestation, are not correct in their conclusion. The material nature has no separate existence without the Lord. Therefore, setting aside the Supreme Lord as the cause of all causes is the logic of a jagal sthan, or trying to milk the nipples on the neck of the goat. The nipples on the neck of the goat may seem like sources of milk, but it will be foolish to try to get milk from such nipples. Text 46. Ayam tu brahmana kalpa savikalpa udarita vidhi sadharano yatra sarga prakrita vaikrita. Synonyms: Ayam, this process of creation and annihilation. Tu, but Brahmana, of Brahma; Kalpa, this one day; Savikalpa, along with the duration of universes; Udharita, exemplified; Vidhi, regulative principles; Sadharanata, in summary; Yatra, wherein; Sarga, creation; Prakrita, in the matter of material creation; Vaikrita, disbursement. Translation: this process of creation and annihilation described herein is the summary of the is in some summary the regulative principle during the duration of Brahma's one day, as well as the creation of Mahat, in which the material nature is dispersed. Purport: there are three different types of creation called Mahakalpa, Vikalpa, and Kalpa. In the Mahakalpa, the Lord assumes the first incarnation of Purusha as Karnodakshay Vishnu with all the potencies of Mahat Tattva and 16 principles of creative matter and instruments. The creative instruments are 11 and the ingredients are 5, and all of them are products of Mahat or materialistic ego. And these creations by the Lord in his feature of Karnodakshay Vishnu are called Mahakalpa. Creation of Brahma and dispersion of the material ingredients are called Vikalpa, and creation by Brahma in each day of his life is called Kalpa. Therefore, each day of Brahma is called as a Kalpa, and there are 30 Kalpas in terms of Brahma's day, which is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita as follows: Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyad Brahmano Vidu Ratrim Yuga Sahasranam Te Hotrar Ravidho Jana. I don't quite understand the above line. Therefore, each day of Brahma is called Kalpa, and there are 30 Kalpas in terms of Brahma's days, which are also 30 Kalpas in terms of Brahma's day.
Is it meant to be month? Oh no. I read days. Kalpas in Brahmas.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu,
it
I
has to be
also
months.
don't
It has to be months.
understand.
No, it has to be months. Brahma's
30
months.
Kalpas means 1 month of Brahma, yes.
Exactly.
And in 1 month, what happens? Creation. There's something specific event that happens in every month of Brahma. Because in each day of Brahma, Brahma creates the 14 planetary system, right?
Yes, Prabhu. But what
Yeah,
happens every month, I don't remember. But I think something happens also every year.
every year. I don't know.
Yes, Prabhu, I forgot. Is it
In
some
a
destruction?
day, yeah, in daytime, like 12 hours of Brahma, Brahma creates the 14 planetary system, and night time, the 12 hours of night time, there is nothing. Like there is destruction of the 14 planetary system in
Yes,
the
Prabhu.
night time of Brahma. Not that much. Okay, let's continue.
Yes, Prabhu.
In the
So,
in the
Prabhu,
upper
each
planet,
day Brahma create total 14.
yeah, the six heavenly planets. The seventh is our Earth, and Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rastala, Patala, the
So,
heaven,
Prabhu, I
sorry,
have
hell.
listened somewhere that upper three planet system like
Yeah,
Brahmalok, Mahatlok, they are not destroyed in
yeah,
Kalpa.
correct, correct. They are not destroyed. The Brahmalok, Tapalok, and Maharlok, they remain. Yeah, so the living beings who are in the like heaven in fourth and fifth and sixth, no planetary system, they go up in Brahmaloka, Tapaloka,
Yes, Prabhu.
like that. Janaloka. Yeah, it is like that. Okay. In the upper planetary system, the duration of one complete day and night is equal to one complete year of this Earth. Yeah. So one day in the upper planetary system, one day in heaven is equal to one human Earth year. It is like that.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. This is accepted even by the modern scientists and testified. So, you know, this is theory of relativity actually. We only know the theory of relativity from Einstein in just, 100 years back, but this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 5,000 years back, and this theory of relativity, that time in that planet is equal to one human earthly years. This
Yes,
is,
Prabhu.
this is astonishing. It's beyond comprehend. No, it's
Yes, Prabhu. And like
yeah.
in country like this where I am, this can be also perceived that the year is like day, because or winter time is just like night. There is no sunlight. Everything is completely dark, and or
Oh,
summertime is completely sunlight. It looks like it's daytime. You
so
can live literally.
complete 6 months in your country, it is like nighttime in
Yes,
Finland.
Prabhu. Yeah, and 6 months
No
is like
sun at all.
daytime. Yes,
No
Prabhu.
So,
sun at
Like,
all.
yes, Prabhu.
so
See, now
Prabhu,
it's 4 p.m. This is the
in
brightest
summer
it
there
gets.
is also sun in night time, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Summertime there is no like darkness. Then we have
Oh,
sun in the night also. It's really funny.
what is Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Then
Oh.
there is no one is sleeping much then, because it's hard to sleep when the sun is there. And
So
yeah.
even at like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. night time in your summertime, so there's no darkness.
Yes, Prabhu. It's like if you see this, it's more bright than this, much more bright than this during 1 a.m.
Oh God,
Yes, Prabhu. It's really weird. But it
weird.
then there we can perceive it that it really feels like, okay, now the yearly time is at daytime, and now the year I can think that now the demigods in the heavenly planets, they're having their daytime. And then when it
Yeah,
goes to winter, it feels like, okay, now the night is coming.
yeah. But still, like people in Finland, they live only like not more than 100 years, like
Yes,
human
Prabhu.
100 years. But in
Yes, Prabhu.
heavenly planets, it is like if they live 100 years, then it is how much 100, like many thousands of human years.
Yes, Prabhu. Because for
Yeah,
them, what we see as year, just just like the ants might see our year when the sun goes around, it feels like 100 years. But for
yeah,
us, it's just 1 year.
yeah,
So
This is relativity, like you said.
yeah,
It comes from this.
yeah.
once Prabhupada said that if you want to experience hell, you can come to London.
Oh,
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhu.
okay. I'll continue now. This is accepted even by the modern scientists. And similarly, in the region of still higher planetary systems, the duration of day and night is still greater than in the heavenly planets. The four yugas are calculated in terms of the heavenly calendars and accordingly, and 12,000 years in terms of the heavenly planets. This is called Divya Yuga. So Divya Yuga means addition of Satyug, Dwapar Treta Yuga, and Kali Yuga. I believe it is one
Yes,
Divya Yuga or Mahayuga. Yeah, and 1,000 Divya Yugas make one day of Brahma. Okay, creation during the day of Brahma is called Kalpa, and creation of Brahma is called Vikalpa. And when Vikalpas are made possible by the breathing of Mahavishnu, they are called Mahakalpa. There are regular and systematic cycles of these Mahakalpas, Vikalpas, and Kalpas. And in answer to Maharaj Parikshit, question about them, Sukadev Goswami answered in Prabhas Khanda of the Skanda Puran, and they are as follows. Okay, Prampas. I'll try. Pratama. Uh,
Very well. Yes,
yeah,
Prabhu, this is
I'll try
awesome.
my best. I'll try my best. I'll go.
Yes, Prabhu.
प्रथमः श्वेतकल्पश्च दिव्यतो लोहित वामदेमस्तृतीयस्तु ततो गाथान्तरोपर रौरवः पञ्चमः प्रोक्तः षष्ठः इति स्मृतः सप्तमोऽथ बृहत्कल्प कन्धर्पोऽस्थम उच्यते सद्योऽथ नवमः कल्प ईशानो दशमः स्मृतः ध्यान एकादशः प्रोक्तस्तथा सा रसवोपर त्रयोदश उत्थानस्तु गरुडोऽथ चतुर्दश कौर्मः पञ्चदशोऽग्नेय पौर्णमासी प्रजापते षोडशो नरसिंहस्तु समाधिस्तु ततोपर आज्नेयो विष्णुजः सोमकल्पस्तथोपरे द्वाविंशो भावनः प्रोक्तः शूपुमान् इति चापर वैकुण्ठाश्चाष्टिशस्तद्वत् वलीकल्पस्ततोपर सप्तविंशोऽथ वैराजो गौरीकल्पस्तथा पर महा महा महेश्वरस्तथा प्रोक्तस्त्रिपुरो यत्र घातिथ पितृकल्पस्तथा चान्ते य कुहुर्ब्रह्मणा स्मृता हरि बोल.
Very well.
Therefore, the 30 kalpas of Brahma are first Shvet kalpa, second Nilalohita, third Vama Deva, fourth Gathantara, fifth Raurava, sixth Prana, seventh Brahat kalpa, eighth Kandarpa, ninth Vyavotha, tenth Ishana, 11th Dhyana, 12th Saraswata, 13th Udhana, 14th Garuda, 15th Kaurma, 16th Narsimha, 17th Samadhi, 18th Agneya, 19th Vishnuja, 20 Saura, 21 Somakalpa, 22 Bhavana, 23rd Supuma, 24th Vaikuntha, 25th Archisha, 26th Vallikalpa, 27th Vairaja, 28th Gaurikalpa, 29th Maheshwar, 30 Paitrakalpa. These are Brahma's days only, and he has to live 12 months and years up to 100. So we can just imagine how many creations there are in kalpas only. Then again, there are vikalpas, which are generated by breathing of Mahavishnu and is stated in the Brahma Samhita. यस्यैक निश्वसितकलं कालम् अथावलम्ब्य जीवन्ति लोमविलजा Jagadandanath. The Brahmas live only during the breathing period of Mahavishnu. So the exhaling and inhaling of Vishnu are Mahakalpas. And all these are due to Supreme Personality of Godhead, for no one else is the master of all creations. So breathing of Mahavishnu is called as Mahakalpa, and Mahakalpa is lifetime of Brahma.
Yes, Prabhu. I was thinking, does these different kalpa names, what significance they have? What happens on Nrsimha kalpa? Is it like always something happens?
Yeah,
Or is it just...
maybe we can get the information in next purport, or I don't know.
Yes, Prabhu.
Somewhere in Bhagavatam there must be some explanation given.
Yeah, because there are some auspicious ones, like you can see the Nrsimha and Samadhi also, and Garuda. But then there is this Raurava. I remember this is one of the names of...
Hellish planet. Yeah. Text 47. Parimanam cha kalasya kalpalakshana vigraham yatha porstad vyakhasyasya padman kalpam atho shrino. Synonyms. Parimanam, measurement, cha, also kalasya, of time, kalpa, day of, Brahma, Lakshana, symptoms, Vigraham, forms, Yatha, as much as, Poras, Porastat, the hereafter, Vyakhya shall be explained, Padmam, by the name Padma, Kalpam, duration of day, Atho, thus, Shrunu, just here. Translation. O king, I shall in due course explain the measurement of time in its gross and subtle feature with specific symptoms of each of them. But for the present, let me explain unto you the Padmakalpa. Okay, so Padmakalpa, is it one of the Kalpa?
It's not here.
Okay, purport some more information is given.
Oh, Varaha Kalpa is now.
Text 47. The present duration of Kalpa is of Brahma is called Varaha Kalpa or Shvetashvara Kalpa because the incarnation of Lord as Varaha took place during the creation of Brahma, who was born on the lotus coming out of the abdomen of Vishnu. Therefore, this Varaha Kalpa is also called as Padma Kalpa. Okay. And this is testified by acharyas like Jiva Goswami as well as Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in persons of the first commentator Swami Sridhar. So there is no contradiction between the Varaha and the Padma Kalpa of Brahma. And currently, I think which Manvantara is going on? I think a half lifetime of Brahma is finished at the
Yes,
present moment.
Yes,
yes.
Prabhu, it is seventh Manvantar.
Seventh Manvantar. And total are 27 Manvantaras, I think. So I don't remember.
Oh, 14 Manvantar. In
Oh, yeah,
one day.
correct. 14 Manvantaras and 7th is going on. Okay. And it is Varaha Kalpa going on.
Yeah, Sweta Varakalpa and Vaivasvata Manmantra.
Okay. Text 48. Shaunaka Uvacha Yadaha no Bhavan Suta Shata Bhagavatottama Chachara Tirthani Bhuvas Tyaktva Bandhun Sudushajan. Synonyms. Shaunaka Uvacha, Sri Shaunak Muni said, Yat, as, Aha, you said, Na, unto us, Bhavan, your good self, Suta, O Suta, Kshata, Vidura, Bhagavatuttama, of the topmost devotees of the Lord, Chachara, practiced, Tirthani, places of pilgrimage, Bhuva, on the earth, Tyaktva, leaving aside, Bandhu, or relatives, Sudushyajan, very difficult to give up. Translation. Shaunaka Rishi, after hearing all about the creation, inquired from Suta Goswami about Vidura, as Suta Goswami previously informed him how Vidura left home, leaving aside all relatives who were very difficult to live. Purport. The rishis headed by Shaunaka were more anxious to know about Vidura, who met Maitreya Rishi while traveling in the pilgrimage sites of the world. Text 49. Just a moment. Shatu कौशारवेस्तस्य संवादो स्मृत यद्वा स भगवांस्तस्मै पृष्ठस्तत्त्वम् उवाचः भूहि नस्तद् इदं सौम्य विधुरस्य विचेष्टितं बन्धुत्यागनिमित्तं च यथैवा गतवान् पुनः. Synonyms. Shatu of Vidura, Kausharave as that of Maitreya, Tasya there, Samvadha news, Adhyatma in the matter of transcendental knowledge, Samshrita full of, Yat which, Va anything else, Sha he, Bhagwan, his grace, Tasmai unto him, Prishtha inquired, Tatvam the truth, Uvacha answered, Ha in the past, Bruhi please tell, Nah unto us, that those matters, Idam here, Saumya, O gentle one, Vidurasya of Vidura, Vishishtam activities, Bandhu Tyaga, renouncing the friends, Nimittam, cause of Cha, also Yash Yatha, as Eva also Agat Agatwan came back, Puna again at home. Translation. Shaunaka Rishi said, let us know, please, what topics were discussed between Vidura and Maitreya, who talked on transcendental subjects, and what was inquired by Vidura and replied by Maitreya. Also, please let us know what was the reason for Vidura's giving up the connection of family members and why he again came home. And please also let us know the activities of Vidura while he was in the place of pilgrimage. Purport. Sri Sutta Goswami was narrating the topics of creation and destruction of the material world, but it appears that the rishis headed by Shaunaka were more inclined to hear of the transcendental subjects which are on higher level than the physical. There are two classes of men, namely those too much addicted to the gross body and the material world, and the others on the higher level who are interested more in the transcendental knowledge. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam gives facility to everyone, both to the materialist and the transcendentalist. And by hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in the matter of the Lord's glorious activities, both in the material world and in the transcendental world, men can derive equal benefit. The materialists are more interested in the physical laws, how they are acting, and how they see wonders and they see wonders in those physical glamours. Sometimes, due to physical glamours, they forget the glories of the Lord. They should know definitely that physical activities and their wonders are all initiated by the Lord. The rose flower in the garden gradually takes its shape and color to become beautiful and sweet, not by a blind physical law. Although it appears like that, behind that physical law, there is the direction of the complete consciousness of the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, things cannot take shape so systematically. The artist draws a picture of a rose very nicely with all attention and artistic sense, and yet it does not become as perfect as the real rose. If that is the real fact, how can we say that the real rose has taken its shape without intelligence behind the beauty? This sort of conclusion is due to a poor fund of knowledge. One must know from the above description of creation and annihilation that the Supreme Consciousness is so omnipresent that it can take care of everything with perfect attention. So behind every art, there is an artist. Behind every creation, there is creator. It's so beautiful point. That is the fact of the omnipresence of the Supreme Lord. There are persons, however, still more foolish than the gross materialist who claim to be transcendentalist, and they claim to have such supreme all-pervading consciousness, but offer no proof. Such foolish persons cannot know what is going on behind the next wall, yet they are falsely proud of possessing the cosmic all-pervading consciousness of the Supreme Person. For them also, hearing of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is a great help to open their eyes that by simply claiming supreme consciousness, one does not become so, but actually one has to prove in the physical world that he has such supreme consciousness. The rishis of Naimisharanya, however, were above the gross materialists and the false transcendentalists, and thus they are always anxious to know the real truth in transcendental matters as they are discussed by authorities. Haribol. If any other devotee wants to continue, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
No, you can continue. This is the last verse of the chapter.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
This is the last verse. Text 51. Sutta Vacha. Rajna Parikshita Prishto Yado Vachan Mahamuni Tadvo Vidase Shrunta Rajna Prashna Nusharata. Synonyms. Sri Sutta Vacha. Sri Sutta Goswami replied, Rajna by the king, Parikshita by Parikshit, Prishtha as asked, Yat what, Avochat spoke, Mahamuni the great sage, that very thing, Va unto you, Avidas say, I shall explain, Shrutna Shrunuta please hear, Rajna by the king, Prashna question, Anusharata in accordance with translation. Sri Sutta Goswami explained, I shall now explain to you the very subjects which were explained by the great sage in answer to the King Parikshit's inquiries. Please hear them attentively. Purport. Any questions that is put forward may be answered by quoting the authority, and that satisfies the Saner section. That is the system even in the law court. The best lawyer gives evidences from the past judgment of the court without taking much trouble to establish his case. This is called the parampara system, and learned authorities follows it without manufacturing rubbish interpretations. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Brahma Samhita 5.1. Let us all obey the Supreme Lord, whose hand is in everything without exception. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the second canto, 10th chapter of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, entitled Bhagavatam is the answer. End of second canto. Hare Bol, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Śrīmad
Oh, it
Bhagavatam ki
already
Jai.
ended. Jai.
Yeah, the second canto is ended now. So can you please go back to the purport of the 46th verse of this chapter? Yeah, purport. In the purport, so the very first kalpa of Brahma is mentioned as Sweta kalpa. Can you please scroll down, Prabhu? Yeah, here it is. So therefore, the 30 kalpas of Brahma are, the very first one is Sweta kalpa. So is it similar to the Sweta Varaha kalpa? Is it mentioned anywhere in this chapter that Sweta kalpa is equivalent to Sweta Varaha kalpa, and Sweta Varaha kalpa is equal to Padma kalpa, as is mentioned in the next verse? But what about Sweta kalpa and Sweta Varaha kalpa? Are they two different kalpas or same?
Not sure, Prabhu. It was not mentioned. Could be same.
So, Prabhu, it is like this maybe that this is the creation of Brahma in every kalpa. Like 30 kalpa, there are different names.
Exactly. So that means Sveta kalpa means Sveta Varaha. In fact, see, in Sanskrit, Sveta means white, the color white.
Yes.
Okay. So Sveta Varaha means a white boar, which is the incarnation, one of the incarnations of Lord Vishnu. So that is since Lord Vishnu has appeared as a white boar in this kalpa is named after Sveta Varaha kalpa. Okay, but I am not sure whether this Sveta kalpa or white kalpa is identical to Sveta Varaha kalpa or not.
Yes, Prabhu.
What is it given in the next verse? Let me go back and see. Okay, I shall in due course explain the measurement of time in its gross and subtle features with the specific symptoms of each. But for the present, let me explain up to you the let me explain unto you the Padma Kalpa. Okay, the purport is the present duration of Kalpa of Brahma is called the Varaha Kalpa or Svetavara Kalpa, because the incarnation of Lord as Varaha took place during the creation of Brahma, who was born on the lotus coming out of the abdomen of Vishnu. Therefore, the Varaha Kalpa is also called Padma Kalpa. Okay, this is quite easily understood. But what about Sveta Kalpa and Svetavara Kalpa?
Yes, Prabhu. I'm not completely sure about the difference.
But if you look at if you look at the list of all those 30 kalpas, nowhere is it mentioned about the Padma Kalpa. So that means the Sweta Kalpa is nothing but the Padma Kalpas, which
Yes,
further means that Padma Kalpa is nothing but the Sweta Varaha Kalpa.
So,
That's what we-
Padma kalpa means lotus coming out of Lord Vishnu's navel. So it happens in each case, each kalpa,
I am not sure. See, in this kalpa, yes, Brahma was born on the lotus coming from the abdomen of Vishnu. That's the reason why it is called as Padma Kalpa. Additionally, Lord Varaha uh, in white color appeared in the same kalpa as well. So that's the reason why this kalpa has got two different names. The first one is the Padma Kalpa and the second one is the Sweta Varaha Kalpa. Okay. But my question is whether Sweta Kalpa and Varaha Kalpa are one and the same or different. Anyhow, let us assume that both are same because there is no mention about Svetavaraha Kalpa or Padma Kalpa in that list of 30 kalpas.
I think, Prabhu, this mentioned in third canto somewhere like after 10th chapter.
Is it? Why can't we look at it immediately? Third canto, the status quo. 10th chapter is divisions of the creation. Okay. 11th is the calculation of time from the atom. Okay.
Yes, bro, there is somewhere, but I am not sure.
Mhm.
Prabhu, from yesterday we will start third canto.
Prabhu. Okay, let's chant. चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादवाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयः कैरवचन्द्रिकावितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दं बुद्धिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वात्मास्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम्
नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्तिस् तत्रार्पिता नियमिता स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन्ममापि दुर्दैवमीदृशं मिहाजनिनानुरागः
त्रिनादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना मानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीया सदा हरि
धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनेश्वरे भवतात् भक्तिर्हेतुके त्वयि
ऐनन्दतनुज किङ्करं पतितं मां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कज स्थितधूळि सदृशं विचिन्तय
नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदाहृदया गिरा पुलकान्विचितं वपुः कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति
युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्राविशाहितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे
आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां पिनष्टु माम् अदर्शनं मर्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः
Haribol, glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. The Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
Oh my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh, my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by chanting your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly.
Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful woman, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth.
O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms of your lotus feet.
O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?
Oh, Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly in his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Shri Shiksastakam ki jai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Bahujanma करे आदि श्रवण कीर्तन तब उतान पाए Krishna pade premadan. If one is infested with the 10 offenses in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, despite his endeavor to chant the holy name for many birds, he will not get the love of God. That is the ultimate goal of this chanting. The 10 offenses against the holy name are as follows. The first offense is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord.
Second offense is to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu.
Third, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master.
Fourth is to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance of the Vedic version.
Fifth, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination.
Sixth is to consider to give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord.
Seventh offense, to
Seventh,
commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord.
Eighth offense is
eighth,
to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna, one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as spiritual activities, Karma Kanda.
ninth, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name.
Tenth offense is not to have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema.
Let us offer our respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They can fulfill the desires of everyone just like these are trees, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vancha
Vancha
kalpatarubhya
kalpatarubhya kripa
kripa sindhubhya patitanam
Bhavebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Namo
Namo
Hey,
Namah.
Prabhupada, Ananda Koti Vastuman ki jai.
Jai.
Jai. Sadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai. Jai Gaura
Nitai Gaur
Premanande. Hari
Premanande. Hare
Bol.
Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, can
Thank you
you go
so
to
much for your facility.
3:11:35? 3:11:35?
11:35.
In fact, the typo which we had identified in one of the verses in the second canto, 10th chapter, has been clearly explained here, has been clearly uh, corrected here in this verse. 3:11:35. No, you have opened 11:3:35.
Oh, sir.
Yeah, purport. In the purport, according to Padma Purana, Prabhasakanda, in 30 days of Brahma, many kalpas takes place. Okay, such as the Varaha Kalpa and Pitru Kalpa. Both are different. 30 days make 1 month of Brahma. See, in fact, in those purports, one of those purports, 30 days, it was mentioned that 30 days constitute to be 1 day of Brahma. Okay, here it is
Yes, Prabhu.
clearly mentioned. Okay, 30 days make 1 month of Brahma, beginning from the full moon to the disappearance of the moon. Okay, full moon to no moon. 12 such months complete 1 year. Yeah, it is understandable. And 50 years complete one parardha. Okay, and one half the duration of the life of Brahma. Okay, the Sweta Varaha appearance of the Lord is the first day of. So that means Sweta Kalpa is nothing but the Sweta Varaha Kalpa. Because the very first Kalpa of Brahma is Sweta Kalpa. Yeah, the birthplace of Brahma is in the month of March. The birth date, okay, the birth date of Brahma is in the month of March according to Hindu astronomical calculation. This statement is reproduced from the explanation of Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Okay.
Really interesting. Thank you for showing this, Prabhu. Very nice.
Thank you, Subham Prabhu. And in fact, I have just gone through this 11th chapter of this canto. Okay, so that means it clearly states that the Sweta Varaha Kalpa is equivalent to Sweta Kalpa, the very first Kalpa of Brahma.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, it is also called as Padma Kalpa as well. So there are three names.
But Prabhu, first Kalpa when Swetvara Kalpa was first, then why this also is called Swetvara Kalpa, this Kalpa present?
No, in fact, Sweta Varaha, because when we move into the fourth canto, we will understand. Okay, the appearance of Lord Varaha took place in this Kalpa. Okay, that's the reason why this Kalpa is named as Sweta Varaha Kalpa.
But there is mentioned that Brahma's birth also took place in Swetvara Kalpa. What is this?
Yes, exactly. So that means as soon as Brahma took birth from the abdomen of Lord Vishnu.
Oh, in this Kalpa.
Exactly, in this Kalpa. That's why it is called as Brahma Kalpa or Padma Kalpa. It is also called Brahma Kalpa. I have read it somewhere. Where did I read? Maybe in the previous verse.
So Prabhu, it
Yeah,
means
35.
that
Yeah,
in
35.
every
35 translation. Yeah, you go to the translation, Prabhu.
Which one?
The same verse. Yeah, see. In the beginning of the first half of Brahma's life, there was a millennium called Brahma Kalpa, wherein Lord Brahma appeared. So if you look at the translation and other purports, we can understand the Brahma took birth in this Kalpa called Sweta Kalpa, which is nothing but Sweta Varaha Kalpa, because Lord Varaha also appeared in the same Kalpa. Along with it, there are other two names as well, like Padma Kalpa, because Brahma appeared from the Padma, from the lotus flower, out of the abdomen of Lord Vishnu. And since Brahma appeared in this Kalpa, it was also called as Brahma Kalpa.
So Prabhu, I want to know that is it in every Kalpa that Brahma appeared from Lord Vishnu again and again, or only in first when he took birth?
No, I don't confirm this exactly, but I don't think Brahma will appear from the same from the lotus flower out of the abdomen of Lord Vishnu in every kalpa. Otherwise, every kalpa would be called as Brahma kalpa
Yes,
or
Prabhu.
Padma
No,
kalpa.
it was said that the current Brahma,
Hmm.
he has appeared from the lotus
Right,
navel
exactly.
of
Yes,
Mahavishnu.
exactly.
Current Brahma. Yeah.
Yes. So every kalpa there is a different Brahma, but we cannot quite easily confirm that Brahma would appear from the lotus flower of the abdomen of the Lord Vishnu. Every in every kalpa, there is no mention.
But Prabhu, in every kalpa, if there is new Brahma,
Hmm.
No,
then
in every kalpa, how can there be new Brahma? One kalpa is just one day of Brahma, right?
One day, yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
The same
Right,
Brahma is
Right.
there in
Yes.
every
Yes. Yes.
kalpa.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. You are right. Yeah. Yeah. Same kalpa, but so that means we have been going through the very first kalpa right now of Brahma.
Yes, Prabhu. No, no, I don't think. Because Brahma is 50
Prabhu.
years old, Prabhu.
Yeah,
Or
he's
Brahma is 50 years
51.
old.
Hmm.
Yes, Prabhu, it is 51th year.
Okay. Okay. So that means it is the repetition of the cycle of those 30 kalpas.
Yeah, actually, it is the first day of month.
Yes,
It
Prabhu.
is
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
first day
Prabhu,
of
Prabhu.
I think
month.
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
you are correct.
Haribo, we solved the mystery of Kalpa.
No, I don't understand.
Uh,
See, there are 30 days. Are we in the 51st day of Brahma? 51st day of Brahma?
No, it's like here. Because there's
50.
360.
50 years has been completed, and yeah,
Uh-huh. Okay.
and also 28 Mahayugas have been completed.
Years, okay. 50. We are in the 51st year of Brahma.
Yes, Prabhu, there has been so many Kali Yugas and all this during this cycle
Oh.
already.
Okay, right.
We've been doing those things here.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, it
Prabhu, we
makes
can
sense.
imagine our situation like we have become every 8,400,000 species in previous.
Hmm.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay, Prabhu, Haribo, thank you so much for your association.
Yes, Prabhu, yeah.